Hello, sound check. Check. Check them panties for shit stains. Check them panties for shit stains. We're back for another episode of Chillin' with the Jays podcast. This is your co-host, Johnny Wallstein.
Yep.
Of Jefferson Orthopedic of Des Moines, Iowa. And we're back.
Dude, orthopedics, dude.
You know it. We are back for another episode of Chillin' with the Jays, like I said. And we got a nice episode that's going to bring in a lot of attention because there's a lot of money involving, and it's like an evolving business as well. You could look at it as well. And, some say it's a sport, some say it's not a sport. But, we're going to talk about that, and that's what we do. And I am joined by the biggest guy. Biggest guy. He needs his own e-sport called being big. And here he is.
Yo, what up, everybody? It is your boy, the big vibration himself, sending shockwaves through your ear holes with nothing but love. Negative shout outs to ass eaters. So just had to throw that out there. You know who you
piss
are.
Off a lot of people eating butt out there, yo.
No, bro. It's true. It's true. They should make that an e-sport. See you can get the most like grundle licks in before the time's up. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sponsored by Depends. Got it.
Hey, bro. Gotta get that money somehow. Yeah, man. So it is I, Juan, the Chowcha McFresh. Y'all know me. Much love to everybody out there. Welcome back for episode number Quatch 0, the 40, bro. We are
40.
Yeah. Dude.
E40,
bro.
Rapper shout out.
Yep.
Yep.
Definitely a dope rapper, yo. Yo, he should have his own esports league too. I think we should just start tossing out esports leagues to everybody, bro.
To everybody should get one. You got it, yo. Chillin' with the Jays, esport league.
Boom.
Boom. Whatever they got out there, bro. Everybody deserves an esport league. But let's jump right into it, bro.
Yeah, let's get it.
Esports. What the fuck is it? What is an esport?
Man, I don't know. It's like, is it like an e-cigarette or something like that? I don't think it is.
I guess. I'm pretty sure if that vaping bullshit was able to get like sponsored and watch people do tricks with it to smoke, like they be doing on the videos, they would do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Bro, but if you think about it though, blowing smoke in rings is it's hard. I've tried doing that shit before.
It's hard as hell too, and you look like you're sucking dick when you're doing the motion.
Fucking guy. But true.
Trying to do it.
But true.
It's true, man. They take some serious. I don't know how the fuck they do that shit with their mouth.
I know, bro.
Anyway, esports. Esports is something that it's exactly what your parents didn't want you doing when you were little.
I know.
That's what it. Even though some of these guys, the top players, the top teams, they'll make more than your parents.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And is it considered still a bad thing to do when you're bringing in that type of money? Or is it still like, well, you just play video games all day? You know what I'm saying? Because that's a thing where it comes down to, I knew this dude who did, he built model trains, and like his hobby was to like build like these extravagant ass courses.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And watch his trains go through them. He wasn't getting paid. He just liked doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He would wear a conductor hat and everything. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Amtrak?
That's what
you know what I mean? I was like, hey man, do your thing. That's what's up. Whatever you're into, I don't give a fuck. I'm nobody to be like, hell nah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
But the problem was he would always get like made fun of and things like that because he was playing around. Yeah. But a person, let's say if a person who I think the company's called Lionel. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but the guy who started it, like the original train big ass company. He started getting paid for playing with trains and designing trains. So I guess it's okay because you're pulling in money. But if you're doing it for a hobby, it's stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where it's kind of you build model cars. Mm-hmm. But then if you're like really building cars and you're getting paid for it, that's okay. Oh, you're doing good in life.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with esports. Like if you're playing a lot of PS4, you're just like me and you or just some other random person. Yep. We're playing Destiny to 3, 4, 5 in the morning. Okay. What the hell are you guys doing with yourself? Aren't you too grown? You know what I mean? But then, like, if we're over here we're sponsored by Red Bull and Mountain Dew and shit like that. And then we're bringing all this revenue and money, and you know what I mean? We're living these big ass places and drive nice cars and shit like that. But is it okay? Now it's okay?
Yeah. Hey,
you know,
it's true. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, that all stems from like a deeper meaning to the whole like this fucking financial, just making money and that being the way you got to live your life is paying these bills. Debt-based society, which
society.
About. Yeah, I mean society, bro. Society doing the thing that society does best, which is judge.
Yep.
I think that's this motherfucking Judge Dredd happening on these streets and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't know. Like I think I'll agree. I agree with you with the thought process that no one should be bothered, bro. Let people play their video games. Let people have their hobbies. Let people have their fun. But hey,
yeah, hell yeah.
If you're able to make some money with it, more power to you.
Even better.
We live in a time where money's needed and time is money and so on and so forth type of deal. So, and it's interesting though, like talking about the money behind it, I'm just getting, I'm amazed, man. I'm very amazed by the amount of money going into esports. It's no longer a niche type of thing. You know, I remember a couple years back, just being like, yeah, okay, esports is a thing. I've seen tournaments, you know, where they're like, all right, here's like an $1,000 pot, a $5,000 pot. You know, there's the whole idea of having tournaments and making money, you know, for like the winners making money. That's an old idea. But the new thing that's happening is the amount of like press, the amount of like you were saying, the sponsors, like these huge AAA companies, you know, like just like top of the Fortune 500 list, investing money into esports. And that's pretty awesome, but that's pretty like, damn, man, even me, you know, being a gamer, I am very much surprised by how much esports has taken off to the point of commercial, like a commercial level type of thing. You know what I mean? We shared that story where you and I went to that pirate bar, and they were showing esports in a place that didn't have an audience for esports.
Oh yeah. I remember that. I remember that. We were watching. We were at that like straight up like local pub type scenario, where you guys would be at the bar like, man, I really hate my wife. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
I swear to God, Jim.
Jim, you know what I'm saying? You ever just want to just shove an electronic toothbrush up your wife's fucking nose when she's sleeping?
Yo, what? Yo, ladies and gentlemen, Saw 8. There's an idea for Saw 8 or Final Destination.
Turn that shit on. Nothing but up in there. You want to play a game. And the fucking that shit that's how popular it is. Like we were in some random ass bar, you know, local, probably like 4 or 5 people up in there.
Yep.
And we looked at a TV, just boom, esports. They were like, I don't forget what they were playing. I don't remember what they were playing, but
it looked like League of Legends or something like that.
I think so. I think it was just yeah, most likely. And they're making. It was like you would think it's like an arena type of serious sport. Like I really need to prepare for this. I need to train. You know what I mean, to play here and. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, and
I mean, I think you shared a cool picture on Instagram, or it might have been just to me, but that image of the stadium, how like the crowd from like 2015 to
just
16
in the last
to
4 years.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it just lasted 4 years. Went from like a small room to like a stadium.
Yeah,
a
stadium, bro. Like
people
sport.
traveling to watch people play video games on a jumbotron.
Yeah, man. Yes, it's interesting. It's super unique, and I think you were saying that you had like the revenue that esports are bringing in.
Yes,
like it's somewhere it's like hundreds of millions, right? Something like that.
Right now, the biggest pot I got it right here. The biggest pot right now comes from Counter-Strike.
CS:GO. Shout out.
Just in the last 6 months, because it's only June, so I only got the stats from up to June.
Got you.
So up to June, there has been $7.7 million made.
Damn.
The playing a video game.
Yeah.
The top player, his name is Kenny Schwab from France, and he's made $230,000.
Damn.
Yep, $230,000 this fucking guy made.
Killing the game, literally.
Literally. And I'm looking on this list, and there is absolutely nobody in the top 50 from the United States.
Sounds about right. Well, if you think about it, we're on the world stage, and you know how U.S. is, how U.S. does on world stage sports.
Yeah, that's true.
With the exception of
That's true.
basketball.
Unless it's like a fit basketball or what do we dominate in? Gymnastics.
Yeah, that's true.
Swimming. Things like this.
Millions, man, millions. I was looking at another number about the foreseen revenue across all the games, like from the Activision games, Activision Blizzard, to the CS:GOs, to the League of Legends, and so on and so forth. And they're expected for this year to make $700 million by the year is up. And they're thinking by 2019 that esports in general will be like the revenues will be at $1 billion, bro. $1 billion a year.
Woo!
People playing games, man. People sponsors saying, you know what, we're about to back these four dudes up, because they're about to go onto a digital platform to whoop somebody's ass. Doing this.
Yep. Hit that R2 mad fast. Click, 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 click,
Bro,
click, click, click.
but it is interesting to see how much of a sport dynamic there is, like thinking about the health issues that are involved in being an esports player, like the amount of carpal tunnel happening, bro. It's like
Well, it got to him, man. And I don't feel sorry for him. You know what I mean? You're getting paid doctor money to play video games. At the end of the day, and I know there's a lot more into it that goes into it, and for the public out there's a lot more that goes into it than just playing a video game. You literally you have to pick one video game.
Yeah,
normally,
you have to.
And you have to go literally insane on it. You have to become obsessed with it. It has to become a part of you. This is all I do. I wake up, I play this video game for the 12 hours straight.
Yep.
And then after that, I'll take a break. But then a couple hours later, I'll be back on it again.
Yeah. Yep.
Playing the same game. And I know that it probably takes the fun out of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
at the end of the day, it takes the fun. It's no longer just I'm casually playing with my boys talking shit. It comes to that, like, this is the way I make money. And I got to do whatever they tell me to do. I got to go where they tell me to go. Mm-hmm. And it's got to be insane, man. And but at the same time, it's like, esports right now gonna make about $696 million, and they said by 2020 it's gonna be 1.5 billion.
Yep.
Be worth 1.5 billion. That esports is making more money than UFC did. In the come up stage, not right now, but in the come up stage, they're making more money and faster than the UFC did.
Yep. That's funny, man. That was literally like the one thing I was comparing it to. I was trying to look up the how much it costs for the new Las Vegas hockey team that came out, that they're going to be starting in the 2017-2018 season. But
okay.
I bring that up because talking about the money, there's been this whole kind of Blizzard's been receiving this backlash for having franchise prices being $20 million to buy in to the league. Like, if you want to sponsor, if you want a franchise team in our league, you have to pay $20 million fucking dollars, which is like, woo! Yeah, bro, big money. And it's funny. I think I read elsewhere too that they're also implementing a minor league. So if you want a franchise in there, it's like $1 to $7 million to get your franchise going in there. You know what I mean? So,
jeez.
Bro, the money is being made out there and they're doing it. But yeah, one of the things that happened, one of the comparisons I was trying to make is how much does it cost for a franchise in a national sports team that's in a sport that's been embedded into our society, into our culture, something like hockey or baseball? Like, how much is the difference? The difference is still pretty huge. I think the closest number that I could see that reflected making a new team, a new franchise in NHL was like close to $500 million. So obviously, woo! Yeah. So and that's that's like and that's me saying that loosely because I don't know the full details of what that $500 million entailed. So the big sports are still making bigger money. I mean, and I don't think that comes as a surprise to people, but it is interesting to keep an eye on that comparison like you made between the UFC and esports. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I would be interested in knowing the amount of viewership that UFC has versus esports, because I'd like to see how that works out.
I don't think it has to say, to be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you right now. I actually got the revenues and audience growth since 2015.
Factual J.
This is just 2015 to now. This is not like UFC from the early 90s when you're back watching it on satellite only.
Yeah.
2015, esports pulled in $325 million with a average viewer base of 235 million.
Yeah.
2016, it went up to 493 million with a 323 million viewer base. 2017, they're forecasting it to finish by December, $696 million total revenue with 385 million people watching as an audience and a loyal following to, I guess, the sport, if you can call it a sport.
Yeah.
But that's actually going to almost double by 2020.
Yeah. That's nuts.
I don't think so. You know, UFC has a lot of fans, obviously. It definitely has a lot of fans. It has a lot of fans. But, you know, on my personal opinion, I'll get the actual fact in a moment. But my personal opinion is I don't think so, because not as many people like UFC on a grand scale. You know, I like some me personally, I like some UFC fights.
Yeah.
But me personally, I don't like the grappling and the rolling around on the ground with another man. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't like that. I don't like to watch that on TV. You know, I understand it's like, you know, Brazilian jiu-jitsu is what they're using.
Yeah.
But that's not something I want to watch me personally on TV. Mm-hmm. That's just me personally. You know what I mean?
You're more of like what is it like? It doesn't is there a K1? Is it where it's like kickboxing, but you have like a UFC version of kickboxing?
It used to be K1. Now it's called Glory.
Got you. Ooh, Glory.
Yeah, Glory. It's called Glory. It's pretty much it's. Imagine if UFC was with no grappling or rolling on the ground. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Just no rolling on the ground.
Which is
that's my thing. That's my thing. If I could choose anything, like I would, that's what I would watch. It's more entertaining of a watch to me.
Yep.
So I know that is from the people I do know, they say the same thing. Like, you know, the big fights are cool to see because it's like a very grand type of scale.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They promote it like a motherfucker too. But the rolling is just not. It's like you want to kind of turn it off and they're just rolling around, sweating on each other. You know what I mean? So it's just I can't
baby
watch
oil
that.
in the sauna.
Yeah. Nah, bro. Nah.
Gross.
Nah. That's not cool with me, man. So.
Yeah.
But what about you, bro? Like, can you watch UFC fights? Would you rather watch people playing esports or would you rather watch UFC? If you had to sit down to it.
Funny enough, I'd rather watch the UFC than esports, but just because I don't know, I like that I like combat in general, and the funny thing is, like, we can then say, well, you know, they do have esport fighting games like the Injustice 2s and the Street Fighters and you know, Tekken 7, and which they're cool. I enjoy watching them from time to time. I'm more of like a highlight watcher, you know, like anytime like they come out with like the big names that like do something like crazy, like obviously a very famous name is Daigo from the Street Fighter community, how he just, you know, he just has this like almost impeccable ability to like come back from nearly dying, just putting up his defenses at the right time and punishing anybody who makes a mistake in their combinations, you know. So I see more like the highlights when it comes to esports, but when it comes to like UFC and fighting in general, like boxing and stuff like that, I like watching that a bit more. I don't know. It's a bit more closer to the reality of things. But the interesting thing I was thinking, and I was going to pose this question to you, do you think that because esports is grounded in video games, and video games is something that I'm pretty sure there's more people who engage hands-on with video games than people who engage hands-on with, say, UFC or boxing. It's almost like the viewership for UFC and boxing is probably, I'm pretty sure a majority of people are people who don't actually go to the gym. And if they do go to the gym, like, they're not out there really completely doing combat. A majority of them. I'm pretty sure people in the audience do the combat. Whereas people in esports, it's like, it could be one of us. It's like, yeah, I like Destiny 2, but I'll watch League of Legends. Or I watch League of Legends, but I'll watch another esports, like a CSGO type of thing. You know, I feel like that. I wonder if that will, in the end, prove how larger the viewership will get, since people are so much more hands-on with video games. I'm curious to see what effect that'll have on the viewership.
Okay, so what's the exact question, bro, on that?
I mean, just like your thoughts on it. Like, Does that make sense? Does it not make sense?
Well, it does make sense, because like you were saying, like there is gonna be a lot of dudes who just don't do any kind of like serious combat or never even been like in a fight, but they'll watch UFC.
Yep.
Things like that. That's that's cool. I'm not saying that you can't. I mean, it is entertaining. I'm not saying that it's not. But far
I think you're saying that it's nice.
What happened?
I think you're saying that it's not entertaining, bro. I don't think you like UFC.
No, MMA is tough. I'm not saying that's not entertaining. It is entertaining. It's just I can't with a lot of it because there's a lot of situations where a lot of dudes who just probably lack in cardio and they just want to lay on the other dude and hopefully hurry up the time to get through it. You know what I'm saying?
I can see
that's just
that.
the way it is.
Yeah.
You can see it when they're doing it. It's not like I'm talking shit. It's the truth. Like they're just they're trying
there's
to
been a lot of
time to
boring fights.
hurry this shit up.
Yeah,
that's
there's been
trying to do
a ton of boring fights for sure.
Yeah, and they should implement the fucking stand-up rule. Like, if you're not doing nothing within, like, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, you got to get up.
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah.
Simple-ass rule like that, But esports, like you said, there might be a guy who's hardcore on one game, but they'll play another one.
Yeah.
So, I definitely, I feel you on that. I feel you on that opinion.
Got you.
For damn sure.
Word. I'd be interested in that. But then, like, one thing that I think, since we're speaking on UFC and we're speaking on esports gaming, I think one of the things that they have in common is that like the money plague of early on sports, where they deal with like corruption and people taking more out of the cut than they should be, where players, or in the UFC's case, the fighters, aren't getting their compensation. Like, I've read way too many cases where like there's players that don't get their money.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Fucked up.
Hell yeah, it's fucked up because they're actually. I guess it comes down to this, bro. Like, this is the big question, the big one.
Yeah, talk to me.
Should esports be considered a sport?
Well, it has
That's
sports
the biggest
in the
thing.
name.
Yeah, it does. It does. It does. Coming from a couple of guys that play video games, do you think that it should be an Olympic sport? Because they said that it's going to be implemented into the next Summer Olympics.
That's right. Holy smokes.
Yeah. So, do you think that it should be, sport worthy, like, or should they take it out of the name too? Just call it the video game tournament. You know what I mean? Something like that.
The worldwide.
World Series.
It's hard with it's hard with the Olympics because there's just this preconceived. It's the Olympics, bro. We think of Greek people fucking running for miles, marathons, pole vaults. You know what I mean? Throwing fucking steel balls across the earth to be like, yeah, bro, I will catch you with this heavy ass ball if we were in war. But for now, I'm getting me that gold medal. Like, there's like a physical aspect to what the Olympics are. You know what I mean? Even the Special Olympics, it's them being physical as well. I'm pretty sure someone's going to cut me down for calling them. I'm sorry. I don't mean it like that. But so on and so forth. Y'all can, yeah. Say what you will, people. Anyways, but esports and being considered a sport, actually, I would say yes, because there is in the same fashion that people have to exercise their body, get their cardio and get their muscle right, get their technique down if you're fighting, or even just the technique of being a linesman, a defenseman if you're like in football or an outfielder, those type of things. You know what I mean? You have to also do that in the mental sense. And I know that I couldn't be an esports contender at all. My reflexes, my attention, to the details of being able to react at the right time and to know what to react with. That takes time and that takes practice, and that does take skill. I think for a lot of people who are outside looking in, especially with esports being young, the initial thought is like, oh, it's just a bunch of kids with quick ass, young ass reflexes, just clicking shit away and being able to be quicker to the punch than an older person. That's all that is. But if you really start to break down games like, the League of Legends, or if we do the CSGOs, or, even being in Destiny and playing, PvP, either, Iron Banner, the Crucible, Trials of Osiris for goddamn sure. There is a lot that goes into being, to being competitive in those matches than just any sort of reflexes. You can go onto any sort of major competitive first-person shooters YouTube, and the first thing they'll tell you is like, yeah, reflexes and your aim is important, but it's positioning. It's awareness of yourself on the map. It's awareness of how to read others on the map. It's about the psychology of other people and how you can lead them to basically do what you want them to do. And that takes you knowing how to do all of that, and that takes experience. So yeah, I think esports can be considered a sport for those reasons, along with the fact that there is a stamina to it. Like, I mean, if my ass was trying to play a video game like competitive PvP for like, I mean, we've talked about that. Like, there's a point in time where you just get tired. Like, you're just like, I don't want to fucking shoot people in the face anymore. Like, so yeah, I think that's why it should be considered a sport. You're exercising your brain, which is a fucking muscle. So flex your muscles intellectually.
Got you.
Yourself, what do you think, brother?
Esports. Should it be a game, or should it just be should it be considered a sport? That's a good question, man. Should it really be a sport?
Yeah.
Because it could be, in my head, it could be looked at as both a sport or a leisure activity. It could just be looked at as a talent. It could be looked at as just a talent. That's like, because it can also go into the category of, should singers be a sport? Should there be a national singing competition going on in the Olympics? National and international singing teams, because it's a talent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not necessarily a sport. Sports are more of things that are something that, it takes physical effort, I think. Like serious effort, not just, mental energy, a couple of Red Bulls, you'll be able to keep going. And half of the reason why they're able to keep going, these guys on this shit, is because they're getting paid, number one. There's no other best motivator in the world unless you're getting a decent sized paycheck.
Getting that money.
It's a different story if you're getting paid a little bit of money versus a lot of bit of money. A little bit of money, you're gonna put in a little bit of effort. A lot of money, you're gonna put in a lot of effort. You know what I mean? You're gonna lower your morals. You're gonna lower your values. You're gonna just say fuck everything that is important to me right now. Only thing that matters is this big ass paycheck that I potentially can get.
Goddamn bags.
So it doesn't matter.
Yep.
And I know they got to do a lot. I know they got to play the same, like I was saying before, play the same game over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get it. And they got to. Obviously, there's traveling involved, because these places, they're not just in one designated place. They're all over the country. They're all over the world. The number one team in the world right now, gaming team, are this team based out of China right now.
Oh, damn.
Of course.
Okay. I was curious.
Course, it's not even. Yep, it's based out of China, and these guys made, just this year so far, they pulled in $14 million, like the team.
Damn.
The team, and there's not that many of them either.
Yeah.
There's not that. That's the crazy thing about it. There's not even that many. And honestly, me personally, I don't think it should be looked at as a sport. Because it could be looked at like a both. But if I just say, outsider looking in,
yeah,
I'm not sure it could be looked at as sport. It definitely it should be looked at as something serious, because they are doing something very talented.
Yeah.
To watch. You know what I'm saying? Because just for an example, is Chad, my cousin Chad. You know Chad.
Yep.
This dude plays Call of Duty. If you get an average person that's picking up a controller playing Call of Duty and you watch him doing it, you would think that there's a computer's playing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no mistakes. It's fast. It's rapid. And as far as that, like what you were saying before, the reflex aspect, you know what I mean? And things like that as you get older, yada, yada, yada. We got to remember, these video games are made by grown-ass people. They're not made for... There's not a bunch of little kids in a room making a video game, These are made by grown-ass, divorcee men, 35-year-old, out of shape probably, some in shape, but average out of shape, 12 hours, 14 hours a day at a desk. And they're playing the game just fine. It's just they have a lot more time to play it. Because imagine this, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine me and you didn't work. right? We did not work. All we had to do was play Destiny.
Relax.
You know what I'm saying? All we had to do was play Destiny, play Call of Duty, play Battlefield.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we would be esports worthy of shooting somebody, Mm-hmm. Because the reason why these dudes do it, and most of the time they're like kids on these esport teams. They're like, 18, 19 years old. Obviously, they're going to be able to dedicate 99% of their fucking day to playing this goddamn game.
Yeah. Yep.
So it comes, in my mind, it comes down to more of just having that ability to dedicate their entire day to play one fucking video game versus a grown ass man who has a job to go to and a girl that's bothering him, and then you only have 45-minute spurts a couple times a week to play.
Yeah.
So
considering it not being a sport, what would you propose it be called if you had the opportunity to like rename it?
I would call it like World Series of Video Gaming. Something like that, And I'm not taking away the fact that these guys are not good at the video game. I'm not saying that it ain't shit. I'm not saying that, that they're, to get the fuck out of here just playing a video game. I play video games, and I'm not, I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not going to say that I'm better than anybody at anything.
Yeah, no.
It's just as far as to put it in the same class as football and baseball and basketball, it's something me personally, I can't see.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
A part of me also thinks that the whole esports, calling it a sports, getting into that conversation is more so for the money behind it. I think that that's the way to like get the investors in there, to get their ears twinkling a little bit. I think if it was called competitive gaming or the World Series of Gaming, you're not going to see Red Bull complete. Maybe Red Bull might show up because they've always taken chances on different types of just abstract competitive things. You know what I mean? But like seeing like the owner of the Patriots purchasing stock and purchasing franchise, like having franchises, or rather putting money towards a franchise for an esport gaming team. You know what I mean? I don't think we would have seen something like that. I think they've really realized the amount of revenue. We've just talked about it. Like it's moving faster than UFC did in its time, even though, like you said, UFC is making more money now, of course, but like obviously esports is just like skyrocketing. Its stock is just going through the roof. You know what I mean? So, but I think the only reason, one of the biggest reasons, is that that whole title of sport had to be included in it for it to like get this amount of like this amount of viewership, this amount of like importance. This is the esports. You know what I mean? But and like you, it's funny because I call it a sport because I think that the definition of sports is different than what, than just being physically active. But I wouldn't ever put them up against any of that. Like I think that there's way more. I truly believe that there's way more that goes into being a football player, a UFC fighter, a football, and I'm talking about like football, not American football, but like quote unquote soccer, like there's a lot more that goes into that. And they're picking those people at young. I mean, we had a conversation on how, how that's that particular world sport, the way they kind of like groom and pick their players, it's from a young age as well. So I think that there's more that goes into that, but it's cool to see that there is a bit of attention being given to people who do play games like that because, hey, why not? You know what I mean? If you're good at what you do, why not show it? I think
it's awesome.
They got they have universities with scholarships now that be like, yo, I just got a scholarship to fucking UCF UCF. God, I always fuck up UCF or UFC. Scholarships for gaming, bro. What do you think about that?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Again, like I think it's a really good talent. I think it's a really good talent to have, and I think it's cool because at the end of the day, if you're able to take away the aspect and the pressure of the gaming industry putting on you to play, at the end of the day, you're playing a video game, and there's a hell of a lot worse things you could be doing for money. And for a lot less.
Yeah.
As well. I understand you're getting paid for it, but like it goes down to the same thing. Just because you're getting paid for it doesn't mean you're out there playing an actual sport. The singers and shit like that. That's what I was saying. It's a very special talent to have, being very good at an aspect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A certain aspect of life. But it's just to put up against football, NFL, things like that. But it is pulling in some serious ass revenue. It's coming up on a lot of it's rivaling some sport. It's gonna soon, at least. It's gonna be rivaling sports. And I know, and one thing in Korea, and it's like a way of life for them. It's a part of them, and I respect that. They got like game cafes and things like that. And at a time that was nowhere to be found. You would never see like a place to go play video games somewhere publicly. Now they're in like malls and stuff like that. It's just a part of life, man. I respect it, and I'm happy to see where it has come. You know what I mean? I'm happy to see how far it's became, and how far just the video games in general has come. In such a short amount of time, because like the technology for games have just dramatically changed since they came out to now. It's like insane. The amount. It's just it's only getting better.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's only getting better. I'd like to see a bit more diversity in the games. Like if there could be a game that you would want to see as an esport, or a game you'd like to actually like sit back with a beer to watch, if there even is like a game type, what game type would that be that you'd like to see competitive?
Just either FIFA or a shooter, and like an action shooter, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Destiny, something that has action to it, not like a wait and see type of game, or like a League of Legends. I don't want to see games like that. And to me personally, it would have to be like a current game. I can't sit there and watch Counter-Strike.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I won't be able to do it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And it seems as though the older games are the ones that really have a lot of players, because Overwatch has a lot of players too. That's another high ass, played the shit out of shooter, which is Overwatch.
Yeah.
But
true.
Counter-Strike still to this day takes the cake over all shooters when it comes to game, like getting paid to play. This Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing. Yeah, okay. And I'm interested in seeing how, because I'm pretty sure Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, they're looking at that too. Like, how the heck do we knock them off the damn pedestal right now?
They're doing a good job though, because I played Overwatch. They have a very, very kind of like cartoony, older type of game. The game almost feels like it could have came out on like Xbox Original or Xbox 360 type of feel to it. Like it doesn't look like it needs too much to run. And for some reason, those basic to the point games, with good solid gameplay to it, those are the ones that people continue to play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And it's funny that you make that point on like those type of graphical games, and because there is a game that from time to time I'll play with my buddies, and it's that Player Unknown's Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
That game is, I would love to see that game as an esport. I would love to see it as an esport once it gets, all of its tweaked out, because right now it's early release, so there's a lot of jankiness to it. There's a lot of like mad times where you're just running and you'll fall through the floor and shit. But I be having some fun on that game, and that game, the way it's structured, it's like esport ready. Like everybody starts off the same. Everything is a tactical decision. Everything is what you pick up. That's probably like the most random side of it, is like if you land somewhere, what are you going to get? There's a general idea that if you land in certain locations, you're going to be able to get certain guns. But since those locations are known by everybody, it's more highly populated. So you have this challenge of like having to kill people to get those weapons and shit. But I'd like to see that game take off as an esport, especially from somebody who's played it and is entertained by that game. Like I'd like to see a bit more of a graphical upgrade to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'd like to see that. I'd probably sit back and watch Battlegrounds, because there's so many people that I've seen stream it, and they do some hilarious shit. And the game itself seems like it's just open to hilarious shit happening out of the blue. So I don't know. That'd be a dope game. Plus, like you said, I agree with you wholeheartely. Like, I can't watch the League of Legends, man. I can't. Like, it's just that isometric looking down and like seeing like, here comes Jim with the fucking tanky tank. Is he clicking hard? He's clicking real hard, Bill. The clicks are coming in way too real right now. All right, let's move to the other side of the map. Like I like to kind of see more of like a action type of game. So
yeah,
shout out
esports,
whole
man.
studios. What's that, brother?
Esports. I said esports.
Esports, man. It's here. I think the one thing that we can absolutely agree on is that it is not going anywhere. That shit is here to stay.
No, it makes too much money. There's a point in time where who cares if it's a fad? Who cares if it's something that, not a lot of, I guess you could quote unquote, grown people do. But if it's bringing in that type of revenue, it ain't going to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Just like cigarettes. People know cigarettes are bad for people. They know it's bad. You know what I mean? It's not a thing where it's kind of hidden or maybe it happens. Like they know it does bad to your body. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But they make so much money that they literally they can't get rid of it.
Yep.
You know?
At all. It ain't going nowhere.
It makes too much money. You can't be like, oh no, we're not going to sell cigarettes anymore. The government's going to shut down cigarette production. They're going to be shutting down hundreds of $1 million in tax money.
Billions.
You know? Yeah, probably in the billions. Probably in the billions of tax money. So they're like, yo, we can't do it, man. You know what we will do? We'll put a warning on the label for you, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Hey, man, it's up to you to fuck up your own shit, which in this world, you know what? Yeah, it is up to you.
It is up to you. It is up to you. So I'm happy to see it. It ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. And I know I'm not going to stop as long as I'm able to play them and get the time to play them, and they're making games that I would like to play. I could be doing hell of a lot worse shit with myself in my life. Yeah. Who cares if I'm playing a video game in the room? I took care of my responsibilities, and now I want to take care of something a hobby, something I've been doing for the last 20-something years. You know what I'm saying? What am I supposed to do? Just I hit a certain birthday, all of a sudden I'm supposed to stop? You know? It don't work like that. It don't work like that. You know? Sorry.
Aggressive ass gaming.
Yeah, exactly.
You ain't gonna stop me from fucking reaching the point. All right.
Exactly. That's some esports right there.
Right there, bro. Also, people don't know, but a shout out to us for holding down B flag on Battlefield 1. Go to YouTube, see what we're talking about. We got a nice little Twitch action
for a minute,
bro.
too, man.
We went into that, killed people, and nobody wanted to come through.
Nah, nobody wanted it. They didn't want it. We had it so hard locked down. They were like, we don't want that. We don't want no type of problems. Mm-hmm. We're just trying to casually play this game. These guys are serious.
Even though, let's be real, we were playing that B flag like we were being sponsored by Red Bull. Like I could have sworn I was getting a check.
Team Optic Gaming or something like, you know what I'm saying? That's
Optical illusion
right there.
That's what
that's
fuck
what we were doing, man. So, shout out to that game, Battlefield 1. Suggest anybody out there to give it a try if you haven't.
Do it.
Definitely, man. Battlefield 1, Destiny, Overwatch, all good shooters if you're into shooters. Definitely, people. So, I think that was a good one.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
Esports.
It's a thing.
They ain't going nowhere, so get used to seeing it. When you turn ESPN on, you will see some fucking esports.
It's going to be there. And I don't even think ESPN 2. I think we're going to be hitting ESPN.
Yeah, the original I've seen channel. It. If you go to ESPN right now, there is a section for esports.
It's popping off, people. It's popping off.
Check it out, man. Shout out to anybody that does it. Nothing but respect for you doing it, man. Keep doing it. Keep playing. And,
and to the players, fight for that union, people.
Yeah,
make those bags that you deserve, because it's you playing the fucking game, bro. Y'all, it's a young. Man. You're in a young part of the sports life, so it's time to put your foot down as quickly as you can, players. So shout out to y'all for doing what the fuck.
Everybody got to group together and go against them. Say fuck it. You're making money. You're making millions of dollars off of us. Mm-hmm. We want to see some money and we want to see some security.
Yep.
We want to see some job security out this motherfucker.
Yep.
So,
exactly.
Hell yeah. So, on that note, people, we have a new website where you can get all of our content on. No more. Check us out on iTunes and the rest of the bullshit out there. Go to our website. It is www.chillinwiththej's podcast, all one word, no spaces, no uppercases, none of that bullshit.com. All of our newest updates, a couple of pictures of me and Juan on there. Yep. Whatever you may need, you know what I'm saying? Right. If anybody need any girl advice, just hit me up on a DM.
Yeah.
Something like that. I'll be there, and Juan will be there too, for sure.
Goddamn right. I'll be keeping
an eye on that. Check us all out on that. And hit us up on Twitches as well. We've been playing some Twitch. We've been doing that as well. So, people, Juan, I think it's been real, my friend. I don't know. I'm not sure. How about you?
I don't know, bro. I think you're right. I think it's been really real.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, Do say cups, people.
Peace.